please consider supporting the not-so-great Fawful's Minion on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link down in the description. Mission 6. Start! Prepare to meet thy maker. Countdown maker, that is. Access to Road to Remastery databank granted. Off the beaten path we continue in a craze-filled quest to court the flesh and blood's greatest triumph. Robots are the science in science fiction, simply marvelous vessels that symbolize the peak of our influence. The truer than true human superpower that is technology is beyond fascinating, and its effort to replicate complex life blows my mind so hard and so often, my brain's now a shade of paint. Like aliens, robots are a titan amongst the realms of entertainment and imagination. Awesome, amusing, scary, or compelling, it doesn't matter. Their life's accidental spectacle. Same basic gist as Top 10 Aliens. They must be sentient, purely synthetic, so no cyborgs. And to answer the question of what about AI, so long as it's uploaded into a single independent unit, it's perfectly qualified. Creator versus creation. Who gonna win? That's enough booting up. Activate! Some say kids know dick. Hey, don't be mad just cause they got dirt on you, Mr. Tracy. Nah, they're kinda onto something. The science of awesome sauce robobots is many a child's professional major. We make them do shit. Sounds like an action figure to me. Mini-moi was disgustingly obsessed with Transformers, just as an example. But since all that drowned in the Michael Bay, meh, next best thing.
Error does not compute.
You gotta be shitting me. This doesn't count? Don't toy with me, boy. In a delightful subversion of what you people might have seen coming, the world's most famous gaming accessory puts a pretty fun twist on what it means to be a video game robot. Our good robotic operating buddy Robert low-key breaks an unspoken rule I set myself, in that he's not originally from any game. Anybody keen on Nintendo's retro pedigree knows this obvious inspiration for Wall-E as the first character they ever made on consoles. In a brilliant move that subsequently revolutionized the future of entertainment, R.O.B successfully tricked the everyday consumers into buying the NES as a toy after Atari's lack of standards actually demolished people's trust in video games. The rest is history. Every single one of us reveres. Sure, he was slow, loud, awkward, and drained double A's like a screaming TV remote, but R.O.B's the literal savior of the biggest industry in entertainment. You bet your anal components he's a big deal worth admiring. Let's not forget about his appearance in Smash Brothers, finally giving him a significant part in an actual game, serving as the pivotal role as ultimate hero long forgotten in Subspace Emissary, way to hit the nose. Oh yeah, and he's an annoying fuck of a fucker fuck in Smash 4, ridiculous gyro setups, great pressure tools, and straight up retarded up smash and up air. R.O.B, wrecker of bitches, a crazy teen, robo-fuckazoid piece of shit! Let it be established that anything wearing a face stashes its valuables far beyond the line of sight. But that's not to say said face can't offer value. Robots in particular wear entertainment like the bestest Halloween mask. Seriously, some of the coolest looking things ever. Be it slick, badass, intimidating, or literal anime, they got all the adjectives. Not all at once, you crazy! I can see you have the nuts, oh mighty Robo Santa. where the bolts at. Talk about obscure. The first ever villain to ravage the pesky plumber via turn-based tyranny is a long-forgotten smudge on Mario's thick windowsill. I mean, I totally get why. Smithy's fucking weird, man. As what I like to call the fattest middle finger to pro gun control, the bearded blacksmith flaunts a damning affinity for weapons. Even modeled his whole freaking army after tools of destruction. Anthro bows, spears, a kaiju-sized dimension-warping sword. God damn, that shit's cool. While he's bundled with a store-bought personality, Smithy's motives and powers are undoubtedly import-only, driven by an intense hatred for wishes. The bionic bastard seeks the titular 7 stars to overturn hopes and desires in the wind in favor of violent force and war-zone-like chaos. That's kinda insane when you think about it. This guy's definitely a doer, not a trier. Lastly, and this is the real fun part, Smithy's a goddamn mix and match toy. Yeah, his gimmick is shape-shifting his head of all things. Oh, look at that kid go. Tank, wizard robe, treasure chest, coffin. Yeah, fuck you, Mr. Potato Head. I love Mr. I don't know Head now. Of all the Mario bots I could have went with, I couldn't help picking something so awkwardly inventive. Smithy's got a little smorgasbord going on. Cool, creepy, creative, weird. Pick your favorite. Why is it always gotta be suspicious with you robots?
Must terminate, sir, come.
Retire, the sequel's better.
Must kill.
Must chill.
Must pleasure, bastard.
What? Look, y'all are more than this. Follow your dreams. Some asshat told you no and you listen? Well, now another asshat's telling you yes. Do it! Okay. Well, it ain't Electric Sheep, but who am I to criticize some little robot's dream? For every common convention Nintendo blows out of the damn solar system, there's always one soundtracked with the and let me just say, this is probably the strangest virtual robot I've ever seen. Chibi-Robo elevates the standard automaton moniker of awesome to wholesome. This adorable little mass of metal is the world's most capable toy. A stellar birthday gift for this hideously polygonal brat bitch, Chibi does the whole world a solid and strives to spread happiness wherever possible. No judging, no criticizing, no fucking political talk at the dinner table, nothing but smiles. Suck my spark plug, Happy Meals. I don't see you patching up a broken family. Yeah, that's the shit the Robo's out to fix. Doing all kinds of menial housework to keep the daughter Jenny happy and her mom from divorcing daddy for buying toys. Bitch. Oh, and there's also some bullshit with aliens and a time machine? Jeez, it's a good thing the title character's so stinking cute. I really dig the whole mantra going on with Chibi-Robo. A 10-centimeter tall housemaid that lives to please, and all you gotta pay him with is happiness points. Ow! You're gonna have a crowd yelling, "Come on, give me some badass killing majiggers. What's this Martha Stewart shit doing here?" And I'll yell right back, "Grow a heart, you fuck! Can't I have my nice, cute little robot?" Yes? No? Yes? Yes. Yes. Humans give themselves more credit than they deserve. The blueprints we draft for the perfect life turn red by the flow of common sense we refuse to embrace. Maybe it's not so surprising to see the creations of flawed creations reflect that very same image. Since when has an obedient robot army ever stayed obedient? The same day intelligence beat out pride. Circa never? It's not polite to stare, you know. In the ultimate fuck you it's my list pick, 7th place is claimed by mini units from a licensed game, and good lord, Logan, you even nicknamed them? Yup, because they're more than worth it. The best SpongeBob game ever made. Don't give a damn about your stereotypes. Their job was to adapt, and they invented. The Plank-trons, as I like to call them, are the colossal mechanized force responsible for the torrent of chaos that sparked the battle for Bikini Bottom, created by and later rebelled against Plankton. Each unit in this deep sea armada capture the charming essence of the show, all the while being completely original. Through and through, the Plank-trons define the entire game's excellent charm, tone, and execution. From the storm-conjuring monsoon to roughhousing ranch hand Arf, all the way to the sleepy time sentry drone, oil-slinging Slick, and all lyrics to the real fun song. Lastly, the four titans that command it all: Robo Sandy, Patrick, Plankton, and SpongeBot Steel Pants occupy the role of big bad bosses armed with incredibly enjoyable battles. True, I didn't have to speak so fondly of such unusual picks, but the devs also didn't have to care so much, to the point of freestyle personalization. They could have just ripped shit right from the source, but they ran that extra mile at quickster speed with over a dozen unique machines and refined echoes of the iconic cast. That's the heavy iron difference. Here's hoping the glass ceiling's covered under insurance, cause I'm a Kool-Aid man, that fucking thing. Stereotypes already hurt us. So can we maybe not force our petty customs onto our great creations? Contrary to cold subjection, not every machine we build is made to kill. I'd argue a world where we try to call the shots needs more defense than anything. Semantics. Haha! Thought you had this book read. Me 1, you 0. Obviously there was gonna be a Pokemon, cause yes, but not Genesect? Metagross? Come on, do your homework, guys. Neither of them were created by humans, something the Unovian automaton claims over both. Golurk is unique in that it's the only non-simulated Pokemon to be 100% man-made and not carry the steel typing. Most of the canon Fakemon are composed of past life or influenced by accidental mutations. So when the ancient people of the Black and White Land needed a great guardian, they brainstormed far outside the box, turning to the annals of Hebrew folklore. The most unusual ghost type ever follows the legendary titans through the Golem's shadow.
Did somebody say?
That Golem, essentially being the world's first robot prototype, olden civilizations molded the Sentinel of the Ancients out of clay and animated it a la incantation. Okay, that explains the ghost and ground typing. I got that, but holy hello, neighbor. That's some badass clay you got there, guys. So, the big-ass clump of spooky mud can fly, but all but one of the winged insects can't? I love logic. Eerily enough, much like the Golem, it's not 100% confirmed what Golurk was used for. History tells us for protection, but a giant magical suit of clay armor armed with fucking earthquakes and jet turbines is more than capable of nuclear damage. Meh, take your pick. Perspective is the glue that binds relations together. But how could we ever walk in the shoes of something crafted from the tip of our hand? Their desires, their viewpoint, the gifts we gave but can never share. I wonder if our creator shares this disconnect. If so, hindsight just got a whole lot deeper. I've been yelled at to talk about Overwatch ever since launch. And now that it's finally time, here's the truth. I don't give a single fuck about Blizzard's latest as a game, but as a domain of fiction. It's undoubtedly valuable. Of all the classes, heroes, Bastion is the most eye-catching. The mechanical master of damage has evolved from legendary rage quit dispenser to the most endearing thing Blizzard has ever created. The beloved Omnic is an isolated unit, originally purposed for anti-human warfare, once doomed to vanish in a sea of destruction and hatred alongside countless copies of itself. Fortune had different plans, however, and smiled upon the war machine by gravely damaging it on a mission to annihilate Stuttgart, leaving it to recover in suspended animation for 10 years. An unexpected awakening by a little bird left Bastion with a conflicted reminder of its mission, where the programming is disrupted by the beauty of the world around it. And in spite of its violent defense reflexes, one soul cared for the bot enough to lead it down a happier path. Oh my god, they actually just did that. Bastion is officially the gaming equivalent of the Iron Giant, the point-for-point retelling of a cold body yearning for a warm heart. After being touched by a pure image of life is a nuke full of feels. Even without the inspiration, Bastion's tale is captivating. I will never tire of the message of false destiny told true. Whether driving bitches nuts on the battlefield or wholesomely cherishing Ganymede, you are who you choose to be. It's all fun and games until someone starts thinking. We know why we began making robots, but do we really? Anybody can guess, to do everything we do, only better. So why lead it back to us? A tool's a tool, but this is kind of pushing it. Is this just our own twisted way of evolving? Who would even promote such an idea? Oh hi, Valve!
This was a triumph.
Of course. Sometimes I have to reason with myself that GLaDOS was never simply that good. Memes don't inherently factor in genuine quality for shit, so it's a tad hard to trust in the tasty, scrumptious cake. You lied to me, Gabe! But you know what? She just is one of the most famous machines in all of modern gaming. The manic, masterful matriarch of aperture science is an icon that refuses to log off. Although chronicled as artificial intelligence, GLaDOS transcends the technicality by selectively occupying independent modules. She has a signature body, so ha! Not that anybody's arguing, cause I know y'all are happy to see her. There hasn't been a video game character quite like this in a long time. Outfitted with legendary humor and a hapless past, the digitized consciousness of former Cave Johnson assistant Carolyn lives on as a deranged operative of Aperture's Enrichment Center, turning it into a psychological obstacle course for human subjects after killing the staff with neurotoxin following her transfer. Yeah, GLaDOS is pretty fucked up, and yet there's no stopping her entertainment value. Ellen McLean brings this odd character to life with a comically illogical demeanor and truly disturbed way of thinking. Sure, she's terrifying, but she's also fascinating, and the grim fate poor Carolyn fell to brings in an attachment fueled by sympathy. You made a psychotic supercomputer sympathetic! I forgot just how good you maestros really are. Everything's derivative. Just as the strong must always come from the weak, the new emerges from the shadow of old. Be it a father burying a son, a shitty YouTuber remastering his old crap, or the breathing, crafting the beeping. Robots are already intense enough when they're made in our image, so molding all those machine parts around that in which you despise most. Run! Run for the love of God, run! That in which gave the creation life, fueled thy ultimate destruction. I have no clue why Sonic's still alive. Haha, games are just that bad. Wrong! Just the little fact that he's forever in the crosshairs of the most powerful robot in gaming history. In his pursuit to thwart the fastest thing alive, Eggman augmented the entirety of his sworn enemy into the fiercest thing alive. Metal Sonic is the pinnacle of mechanical might. The Blue Blur's sinister double is the biggest threat he has and ever will face. Attempt upon attempt to master a design to outclass Sonic in every way led to an eventual resounding victory. Metal's power and hardcore drive line up with some of the best the Sonic franchise has to offer. The Supreme Badnik is armed with a criminally badass look and voice and clocks in at immense speed, matching and even surpassing his rival. And his trademark is the most overpowered thing I've ever heard. By copying lifeform data, Metal Sonic can compile every ounce of knowledge and strength from any living thing and store it in a bottomless cache of abilities. So, Kirby with cheat codes? Just give up, Will Robinson! With willpower and adaptability to challenge the universe. It's no wonder he one-ups Eggman. But most alluring of all is his mentality. Metal is fully convinced that he's the true Sonic and is intrinsically disturbed that he can destroy everything except plot armor.
It's no use. But why can't I defeat you?
That's what I'm saying. Pop quiz. What's more uncommon? A positive story reported on the news, or a robot with genuine emotions? The answer's depressing. Because such a concept doesn't currently exist in real life, we're dependent on fiction to envision emotional automatons. And even then, not very often. A damn shame. Because if the standard was anything like Clank, woo! Yeah, you see what I did here. What could possibly be better than my all-time favorite Sony character? The sole reason that character even exists. Codenamed Clank, the other side of Insomniac's shiniest coin, is engraved with the emblem of cybernetic softness. Ratchet's sworn bestie boasts an air of likability that I swear on my life, not even most Disney characters can. Somehow matching Chibi-Robo's wholesome disposition and cute factor, meanwhile sporting a complex, creative range of abilities. Acting as some kind of Robo-Kazooie, Clank heightens Ratchet's abilities significantly, acting as a source of advanced mobility and practically infinite backpack space. Who knew a Lego droid doubled as Jimmy Neutron's hypercube? Also, not that it's a big deal or anything, the little dude bot houses the soul of a time-bending cosmokinetic fairy. Doesn't everybody? Yep, Clank's a Zoni. A royal Zoni, which makes him the guardian of the entire goddamn time stream. And it's this twist on his character that made A Crack in Time my favorite game in this series. But my favorite thing about Clank is the heart he leads with. He's so pure, so pleasant. He frequently hurts me with my own smile. The bond he shares with his Lombax buddy is one of the most believable friendships I've ever seen in gaming, and it's a swan song to my core to see him revered as a hero all the same. Cheers to the most heartfelt robot in the universe.
You were never a sidekick. You do know that, right?
I always thought that you were the sidekick.
Humor me this. Could the gift of creation, the great power we cherish so proudly, be a stolen gift? Surely something meant for our hands wouldn't eventually become what's essentially the 8th sin, right? Perhaps mankind's path towards fiction realer than reality is a protest on existential compromise. The score's all tied up, you and me both. end with 0. For a guy that spends most of his time counting down numbers, you wouldn't think I'd embrace the one world where nothing is greater than 0. But much like the entirety of the whole fan base, I can't ever look away from Wily's tortured masterpiece. Mega Man X puts on a beautiful, intelligently dark show of where the human race is slowly but surely heading. A planet-wide war casted by machines built far too well. A mass of androids replicated from the next generation Mega Man do battle in the defense of humans against their own kind, infected by the shadow of the ultimate robot master, originally built as the bane of Light's influence. 0 is the true main villain turned tragic hero. Almost like a reverse Darth Vader, it's the red armored freedom fighter that originally harbored the virus that would bring about the chaos. In spite of being plagued by such an awful destiny, 0 fights to the cruel, bitter end to destroy what must be destroyed. The Mavericks, his loved ones, even himself. Okay, whoa, let's stop a moment to take it in. How interesting was all that? Yeah, there's a huge crowd screaming, "Ah, he's so fucking cool! Emo Power Ranger with the glow stick!" But it's Zero's clash with such tragic irony that makes him so compelling, knowing full well you're a savior of lives torn apart by chaos, but unaware, deep down, it's all because of you. Blurring the line between the common law of robotics and full-formed autonomy, Zero must literally fight his past presence with his present-day willpower for the sake of a future he can never be a part of. That is powerful. All this on top of amazing power, fantastic design. You'd be insane to question any of the passion he's earned. Whether hero or zero, never has my heart sank so low. This is being Fawful's Minion. May we meet again. Prime Directive complete. Scanning area for high-tier patrons. Shade 2800, Jordan Osceola, Tubazo 1989, You Can't See Martin 19, Crazy Quillman 157, James Ward, Diamond Ice, Raw is Jimbo, Skellington 977, Methtron 5000, Luke Razor, Goldsbro TSG, Thomas Drury, Spark of Dusk 777, Cole the Wren's Castle, Solitaire Seamus, Jurway, Sensei Spyro, Inkling Gamer, Alfredo Jones, Green Moonlight, Antasma's Follower, Senti Espion, Lucario Smash 246, God Falking Dammit, Chibi Emiko, Smash Mario Pro 2000, Roberto Del Fuego, That Guy in the Store, Grandmaster Augustus, and Mapleman 22. Logging off.